Since we're on the subject of artificiality, let's touch base with something else that's making headlines: artificial sweeteners. These are sugar substitutes. They come with the sweetness of sugar, but significantly less calories. For decades, they were seen as a miracle of modern science, with the promise of letting us have our cake and eat it too. But here's the bitter truth: they aren't as safe as they're touted to be. And the WHO says this without sugarcoating it. It says these sweeteners do not help you lose weight. Instead, they increase the risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and mortality. So should you stop consuming artificial sweeteners? Our next report tells you. Life is full of irony, and this extends to sugar. Because how can something so tasty be so bad for us? We know that high sugar consumption can increase the risk of cardiovascular disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer, diabetes, obesity, among many other problems. So we need to cut down on it. But it's tough, and numbers prove this. The world consumes over 168 million tons of sugar in a year, and this consumption is only growing at 1.4% every year. But let's give ourselves some credit. We do try to look for alternatives to sugar. That's why we invented artificial sweeteners. And they came to our rescue with full force. Today, they are in our homes and restaurants. They are in our sodas, coffees, cereals, and yogurts. Their global market is now worth $7.2 billion. All in all, they're quite popular. Because they give us a taste of sweetness and hope. The hope of not depriving ourselves of dessert anymore, of enjoying that and more without gaining calories. But let's hold that hurrah, because these artificial sweeteners are more of a trick than a treat. The World Health Organization has released a new report, and it contradicts what the world has believed thus far. These sugar sweeteners aren't making us lose weight. In fact, they don't do anything to control body weight. But not only are they doing their job poorly, they're also creating more problems. They're causing a number of health problems by increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and even mortality. Imagine if someone lied to you on their CV to land a job. Not only did they do the job poorly, they also created more trouble for the manager. They'd probably be fired, right? Well, that's exactly what the World Health Organization wants for your artificial sweetener. They want you to fire it. But this guideline does not apply to everyone, like people with pre-existing diabetes, for whom these artificial sweeteners are the last resort. They don't need to stop using them just yet, simply because this WHO review does not study people with diabetes. So an assessment cannot be made, at least not yet. As for everyone else, the WHO recommends they go back to naturally occurring sugars, and this time actually cut down on it. We know it sounds bitter, almost as if science dangled a toffee in front of people and now wants it back. The thing is, nutrition research is constantly evolving. With stronger data, research is coming up with more concrete findings, which sometimes contradict their own previous assumptions. And the newest finding is difficult to come to terms with. But at least now we know that sweeteners do more harm than good. So we can make a conscious effort to slowly ditch them, satisfy sugar cravings with natural sugar, and gradually cut down on that as well. Sounds morose, but health experts say it'll get better with time. And this isn't hollow hope. We can actually train our taste buds over time. Eventually, we will crave lesser sugar. And this is probably worth it, because sometimes the sweetness of life increases in the absence of sugar.